Ophelia Kee Speaks. Expanding the Mystic Dark Miniseries, June 12, 2026. Dear reader, writing a serial fantasy universe is a lot like tending to a living ecosystem. On Ophelia Kee's Dream Substack, I often pull back the curtain to talk about the messy, beautiful reality of maintaining creative momentum. Between real-world chaos, home renovations, and life's constant demands, keeping the Draoth saga thriving requires a stubborn commitment to the dream. But that's the magic of the independent author's journey. I don't wait for permission from traditional gatekeepers. I build my world, compose the soundtracks, and invite readers directly into the sandbox. Right now, that creative impulse is pulling me back into the neon-lit, shadow-drenched streets of a dream version Chicago, straight to a sanctuary built on powerful ley lines, the Mystic Dark Cafe. The Mystic Dark miniseries has always held a distinct vibe within the broader saga. It's a place where the air hums with ancient magic, where the late-night tea is hot, and where the supernatural elite and the desperate human souls find a temporary truce. I've already woven the complex tapestries of nightmare dark, soul dark, lunar dark, etc. I know the weight that Leland Shade bears as the last vampire king, and the fierce, unyielding loyalty of Vic Lawn as his head of security. But an ecosystem this rich never stops evolving, and it's time to add a new story to the collection. Introducing a new work in progress into this miniseries is about finding the untapped tension in a familiar sanctuary. When there's a stable anchor point like the cafe, the fun comes from deciding what kind of storm walks through the front door. The Mystic Dark universe is built on a noble dark philosophy. The world outside is unforgiving, brutal, and grim, but within the narrative, a core of honor, hope, and fierce protection remains unbroken. A new story allows me to test that sanctuary. To expand this corner of the saga, I'm looking at the rogue elements hovering in the dream's periphery. I've alluded to the twilights, those quasi-immortal, ethereal beings drifting through the cracks in the dream, and there is a deep well of storytelling left to explore with figures like the rogue assassin Greylight Hanmar. A new volume offers the perfect crucible to collision test these forces. What happens when an immortal entity, bound by an ancient and unforgiving prophecy, steps onto the ley lines of the cafe? How do Leland and Vic navigate an apex predator who isn't there to break the peace, but whose very presence signals more imminent danger in the supernatural underground? Behind the scenes. This week's work in progress has resurfaced from the depths of the Docks files. The village has burned, there's a cryptic message in the dirt, and Greylight must find the missing Whisperfade before it's too late. His only clue leads to a false belief that Leland Shade destroyed his life. The last vampire king has never heard of twilights. Can the immortals in the Mystic Dark miniseries help an assassin with a bleeding heart on top of chasing the answers about the spell Evelyn needs to cast to fulfill the unlikely king's prophecy? Things are growing ever more complicated, and what I believed was a miniseries all set to wrap up in about 3 more books, just expanded. When I first met Greylight, I thought he was a marginal character, hanging out on the edges of the story. Not a villain, but not the good guy either. I was wrong. Greylight has a serious backstory. His fated mate is missing, and he will stop at nothing to get her back. If killing the last vampire king and destroying any hope that magic remains in the dream is what will return Whisperfade to him, Greylight is not above giving up magic, immortality, or even the dream itself. Whisperfade is everything. If he has to live without her, other people shouldn't live at all. I'm pretty sure he's gone mad with grief and loss, but she's not dead and he can't find her. It's making him emotionally unstable. The noble dark men in the dream don't function well when they lose their only reason to live. They blame themselves and seek to destroy any enemy they can locate to assuage the guilt. Thank you for stepping into the dream once more. If you are listening on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe for more original stories and audio adventures. Special thanks to OK Music Writers for Enter the Dream. I'm neck-deep in bookish stuff, editing and posting chapters of The Monarch and writing scenes in Twilight Dark. Leave your comments and questions. I'd love to hear from you. If you found this post worthy, please feel free to share it. I hope you have a lovely weekend and will discover a grand story. Please remember, when you read, be kind and leave your reviews. Until my next post, welcome to the dream. Be careful. Happy reading. Bye bye. Ophelia Kee.